Hiring update part 2. Hey, Ron Ramsden here, DYB coach, also painting contractor here in Massachusetts. Hiring. Everybody's talking about it and nobody can find help. We're not alone. We're in the painting field, trades, everybody. But there's two numbers I want you to think about, 62 and 54. 62% of small business are struggling to find candidates to work. That's 62%. That is, if you figure 6 out of every 10 small businesses out there are struggling to fill an open position. 54, the number 54, 54% of those that are struggling to find people have no candidates. They don't even have a candidate. So that shows you all those open spots. So let's go over a few things about hiring. I want to dig into what I found out, and maybe this will help you along. Reason why we don't have any candidates is because everybody's leaving the field. Not everybody, but there's a good portion leaving the field. They're leaving, obviously, retirement. We all retire or we die, one of the two, right? Painters don't retire. We just kind of go a little slower and then die. So anyways, jobs aren't cool. So can you make your job cool? Is it incentivizing a job to make it cool? I don't know. But jobs aren't cool. That's why no one's jumping in to become a painter. Also, lots of curriculum in the vocational school. And just recently, I went to a job fair at the local voc school. We don't have a painting department. We don't have painting courses. I was able to talk to a few of the kids. I had a table there, just in case you want to know. I brought some paraphernalia, brought some tools, brought some cordless sprayers so the kids could play with. And I talked to a lot of kids. Students, I should say, but really there wasn't an overwhelming interest. And what I was really surprised with was actually the other trade organizations and the unions were there. The unions were pushing, so it's pretty hard to be an independent painting contractor going against a carpenter union and the electrical union going what they're paying these days, plus the retirement and everything else. And it just shows you that the job's so hard to fill that they're actually visiting trade school to get the kids. And also, family business. The family business. People aren't coming into family businesses the way they do in the trades organization, with school. College has been pushed for so long now that the kids have opportunities to go to college, and then they're looking at as dad or ma out there, working and sweating and coming home with paint in their hands is not a fun, cool thing to do. So anyways, we have to change that. And there's a couple things I want to go over with you. Now remember that 54% there's no candidates out there. And we're going to try to change this a little bit, and maybe a couple of these little hints here, maybe it'll help you along in your next hiring. So anyways, what I found out is the maker movement. What is the maker movement? That's the millennial movement. This came to terms 2015 through a magazine, and it's called the Maker Movement. And the Maker Movement, explained, is an umbrella term for independent artisans, designers, inventors, tinkerers. And why do we think that? Because we all sum up the millennials is they're lazy, they don't want to work, they don't want to sweat. Well, you know something? Think back one thing. The only reason they're like that is because we let them get like that. If you have a kid who doesn't work, he doesn't work. You allowed him not to work. You allowed him to sit in front of a computer, which is perfectly fine, because I know I grew up a long, long time ago. Some of my friends never had jobs. We often forget about that because we're workers. A lot of our friends didn't need jobs. Parents took care of them. Maybe they went to the beach for the summer. They hung out there. It was similar but different from then and now. And that was a long time. It was 30, 40 years ago for me. So anyways, remember this in the Maker Movement. We have kids right now who've all grown up with a computer in front of them. They don't know any difference. They don't know what a phone attached to a wall was, that when it rang, you ran to the wall. The doorbell rang, you ran to the doorbell to greet whoever's there. Now if the doorbell rings, we all panic because we don't know who's there, or someone's trying to sell something. So it's a whole different world now. So remember that as the jobs from before and the jobs now have changed. So what we want to know is the kids now, they design their own software online. They're building their own games. Not everyone, but there's a good portion out there who are tinkering online with that. Also, they build robots. If you want to see what they build, these kids are highly skilled. It came from a Legos and Erector sets, Now they're actually, go to YouTube and just look at some of the robots that they're building and the competitions they have. Also, 3D printing. What was just a wild imagination years ago, now the kids have them on their desk and they can actually build things and design them right there on the desk. So these kids have creativity and they're working. And a couple other things you're going to see a little more down the road is this movement right now is a local movement. They're not into the Walmarts of the world and the big box stores. They're local. They're more local driven, which means cafes, local food shops pop up more often. We've all heard the craft beer movement. The millennials are really into the craft beer. That's why you see so many of them now are popping up in every city in the United States. It seems has one or two or multiple craft beers. They like local stuff. They like things that are being made. So, they are making things. They are working with their hands. Also, we have furniture. You're going to see a big shift. The trends are now furniture being built by the ones. What do I mean by handcrafted furniture? You're going to see an upswing in that, and you'll also notice, so you'll have craftsmen working. You'll have people learning a new skill or honing their skills, and also clothes. Really pretty interesting, and I didn't even realize this, at how many people actually make their own clothes. I'm used to going to the, wherever I go to pick up a pair of jeans or a shirt, obviously, I just call the guy up and print them for me. But, it's amazing after talking to my wife and some of the women that she hangs around with, that their daughters are actually making their own clothes. So, let's look at this. And the reason I say this is the very hands-on kind of thing to do. That means people are still working. So, a couple things we want to do now is kind of shift our ads and our postings looking for new workers and new hires to that movement. And that movement would be craftsmen. So on your next ad, don't put painter wanted. Put a craftsman wanted, painter craftsman, craftsman in training, apprentice painter, apprentice craftsman, artisan. These are the ones you want to look at. They're looking for more as being a painter. They want to hone their craft. So if we start shifting to that as the craftsmen, the apprentices, the artisans, you'll get a little more interest, and you're also going to be different than everybody else in your next posting. What do you post? Do you post on Craigslist, your Facebook want ads? Are you using Indeed? There's so many out there. I know the popular ones are the ones I just mentioned right there. But try shifting the titles of your hiring ads to include some of those. The artisans, the craftsmen, and the apprentice. You might be surprised that you actually have a little more interest right now directly just for someone seeing that ad. So anyways, these millennials are the workforce. They're 1 out of 3 people out there in the workforce. In the next few years, they're going to take over the majority of the actual people working for us. So anyways, remember the numbers. The numbers are scary. But if we kind of shift our attitude towards that and hone in on the people who are actually working, because when we were kids, someone said it about us. And remember, we brought up these kids, and I say kids because I have my kids about in the millennial age, that we brought up them to be like this. So let's hone in on the kids who want to work and not make a general assumption that none of them want to work, because there are kids who are out there working. So anyways, I'm Ron Ramsden. If you'd like to talk to me, you can find me at ron@dybcoach.com. Love to talk to you. The Facebook, you can send me a message here. Maybe we can even pick up the phone and give us a chat. Anyways, I'm not only a painter, I'm also a coach with DYB. I look forward to talking to you, and have a great day, and good luck hiring out there. Take care.